Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 38th favorite dad in the family community, Papa West, Jacob West, here for another exciting episode of TMG Takes the Field, the weekly show where we talk about sports. And we can talk about more than just football again this week because basketball, huge news out of my favorite team, the Mavericks. GM Nico Harrison, who will forever be remembered for trading away our future and our team. He got fired, so he can no longer ruin the Mavericks. Yay! Party, everybody. Also in baseball news, obviously we can't talk about the World Series because the World Series ended. But we are at that point where awards are starting to hit, and while we do not have MVPs, we do have announced earlier today our Cy Young winners. So for the American League, we have pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, Tariq Skubal, won the American League, and then the National League Cy Young winner is Paul Skeens for the Pirates. If you're a Pat McAfee fan, you know all about Skeens, and I'm not going to lie, when I first heard about Paul Skeens, I thought they were just talking about MLB The Show because nothing good ever happens in Pittsburgh, and I thought they just created that person. But no, real dude. Now we move on to football. In the world of college, Friday night we did have a game. USC beat Northwestern 38-17. And then Saturday, Ohio State beat Purdue 34-10. Indiana beat Penn State, came back 27-24. One of the greatest toe tap touchdowns in the final seconds I have ever seen. Texas A&M beat Missouri 38-17. Alabama beat LSU 20-9. Georgia beat Mississippi State 41-21. Ole Miss beat the Citadel 49-0. Texas Tech beat BYU 29-7. Another really sweet toe tap touchdown happening in that one. Oregon beat Iowa 18-16. Notre Dame beat Navy 49-10. Wake Forest did upset Virginia 16-9. California upset Louisville 29-26 in overtime. Vanderbilt beat Auburn 45-38. Miami beat Syracuse to snap that losing streak 38-10, and Washington gets the upset over Washington 13-10. So we have had some shakeup in our ranking. At 25, we have Cincinnati. 24, USF coming back into the world of being ranked. Tennessee at 23. 22 is Pittsburgh. 21, Iowa. 20, Louisville. 19, Virginia. 18, Michigan. 17 USC, 16 Georgia Tech, 15 Miami, 14 Vanderbilt, 13 Utah, 12 BYU, 11 Oklahoma, 10 Texas, 9 Notre Dame, 8 Oregon, 7 Ole Miss, 6 Texas Tech, 5 Georgia, 4 Alabama, 3 Texas A&M, and Indiana at 2, Ohio State at 1. So no shakeups in the top 5, but a lot outside of the top 5. And we might see some more because we have some interesting games coming up. Friday, we have Clemson traveling to Kentucky to take on Louisville. Minnesota is traveling to take on Oregon. And then we have our Saturday games. BYU is hosting TCU. Indiana is hosting Wisconsin. Texas A&M is hosting South Carolina. We do have number 9 Notre Dame versus 22 Pitt. Michigan's traveling to Northwestern. South Florida's traveling to Navy. Cincinnati's hosting Arizona. 11 Oklahoma is traveling to number 4 Alabama. Texas Tech is hosting Central Florida. Miami is hosting NC State. Georgia Tech's traveling to Boston College. We do have Iowa taking on USC. Virginia is traveling to Duke. Tennessee is hosting New Mexico State. Ole Miss is hosting Florida. Utah is traveling to Baylor. Ohio State's hosting UCLA. And then we do also have a game that happened twice last year. Texas going to Georgia to take on the Bulldogs. So a lot of fun games, a lot of ranked versus ranked happening also. So a lot of shakeups going to happen. Next, we move into the NFL. Some interesting games, some heartbreaks, and some really boring football. Thursday, talking about boring, we had the Broncos beating the Raiders because somebody had to win that game, right? Broncos getting the win 10-7. But thankfully, with our Berlin game, a lot of excitement. Colts beat the Falcons 31-25 in overtime. Moving back to the American games, the Jets beat the Browns 27-20. They were up like 14-7 before Justin Fields stepped on the field. It was great. Texans scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to get the win, 36-29. Dolphins upsetting Buffalo 30-13. Patriots outlast the Buccaneers 28-23. The Bears, great comeback there, beat the Giants 24-20. Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. Saints pulled out the upset, beating the Panthers 17-7. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 44-22. And it's the Matrix because the Lions beat the Commanders 44-22. Rams beat the 49ers 42-26. And then that Sunday night game, such an atrocious game by one team. The Chargers beating the Steelers 25-10. And then Monday night, we did have the Eagles-Packers in a still kind of boring game. Jalen Phillips played his heart out, definitely making his Philadelphia debut a memorable one. Eagles get the win, also 10-7. So some really fun games there. No trade talks because the trade deadline is over, but I will bring in everybody's favorite starch, Tato, who is yawning at the worst time. Tato, how's it going?
Doing good. Wondering what the heck is going on with the whole viewer situation because this is weird. Anyway, I'm doing good.
I just looked. We have 4 comments. Hello, everybody who is watching. We have Ashley, Cooper, and Chelsea. Love to see the comments. Keep posting comments, guys. I am looking now. I wasn't in just a second. Anything you want to talk about the previous week?
No, I mean nothing too exciting happened or anything wackadoo. Fucking, I can't keep doing this. I'm gonna fucking die if we don't get just like a calm, relaxing game. But yeah, like I said, Caleb is clutch when it comes time to do the thing. He does the thing. So I'm pretty content with the Bears. If you would have told me 6-3, I would have been quite happy about it.
So our conversation just a little bit ago reminds me. I run the live stream for my church's service, and our choir sings a song, and then our pastor comes up and does like a brief welcome. And so I switch the camera. I have a wide angle over everything. I switch over to a second one that zooms in on just him. And I swear, every single time I do that, my wife is in the second row of the choir. And so you get just that tiniest view of her, but you get her full face. And she yawns the second I switch over to that. So you get that really close view, and you just see. And I'm like, Kayla, you got to stop doing that. But yeah, no, again, a lot of fun. Yeah, your Bears did get that great comeback win. We did have, for our overall standings, we did have not necessarily a shakeup. We had a very close week. I finished at 7-7. You were at 8-6. So you did get one extra game lead on your nice little 9-game lead now. You're at 94-55. I'm at 85-64. Rick also finished 8-6. That brings him to a 57% accuracy. So now we're leaderboards. We still have Jay in the lead at 75%, Antonio at 71, Chris Perkins at 69, Jeremy at 67, Alec at 60, Rick at 57, Brandon Cohen at 56, and then Kayla is at 36%. So I guess now's the time that we bring in our celebrity guest picker. The second, really the first official person to be reappearing, trying to get a better accuracy than his previous appearing, trying to get atop the leaderboard, and finally beat Jay, who has been on there since week 2. Chris Perkins. Chris, how's it going?
How y'all doing tonight? Excuse me.
We are doing good. Saints getting the win. You got to feel good about that. What are some thoughts that you wanted to share about the previous week?
Oh, thank God we got 2. That's all I'm saying. I love the Saints, but let's go for that first pick. I'm pulling for it.
Yeah. You still there because the Jets won. Titans, I believe, still at 1 win. So they still have the number 1 overall draft pick, but you're still in a good spot. Second or third, still going to get a decent player. And hey, who knows? Might be able to get some magic going there. But we do want to bring up some breaking news. We won't talk about drama in the greatest franchise playing today. But what we will bring up is a rival of that team, the New York Giants. They did let go of their head coach, Brian Daboll. He is no longer with the team. Chris is rolling his eyes at that. I will say I made a prediction on who I thought was going to be the first coach fired, and he's still employed, and we have fired 3 head coaches since then. Potato, any thoughts on that news?
Yeah, I believe the words were said by me earlier in the season, like in that first episode. I have zero faith in Brian Daboll to do anything. So that prediction ended up sounding a little more sound than my other prediction from last week about Aaron Rodgers going off and having a vintage Aaron Rodgers game, because that one did not work so well. But yeah, now that you no longer coach the Giants, though, you'll have more time to do some trivia.
Exactly. And then Chris, anything you want to
look like Brian Daboll?
Yeah, I got it. I understand the reference.
I mean, it was coming. He hadn't really done anything. Although, I mean, Cam Scatterboo is going to be upset next year because his daddy's gone.
I will say Daboll was definitely the number 1 fan of both Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo. Probably one of the biggest reasons that the Giants drafted him. But let's be honest here. He had one really good year where they made, I believe they were the 5 seed, beat the Vikings in the playoffs, then lost to the Eagles. Daniel Jones had a great year. And then did not have a winning season since. This year, again, 2-3 wins, I think just 2. But at one point, you're beating the Cowboys. You have a 90% chance to win, according to ESPN Analytics. Lost that game. Next game was the Broncos, which I sat and watched with my pastor, who kept saying, "Man, it sucks to be a Broncos fan right now. I hate it. I can't believe anybody's at that game still." 99% chance to win that game. Broncos pull the win out. And then this previous week against the Bears had, I believe, a 96% chance of winning and ended up losing that game too. The odds of all 3 of those games, losing all 3, is 1 in 60,000. We are that 1 in 60,000, guys. It's great. Not yet 1 in a million, but hey, if you have 3 leads that are that high and you cannot pull it out, there's something wrong with your coaching. And yeah, it was needed, unfortunately. We'll definitely have to see if the Giants are able to pull anything out or if they will be drafting in the top 5 this draft, which probably is going to happen.
Beat the Saints.
They could even beat the Saints, yeah. So let's get into it. Our weekly predictions, starting off with Thursday Night Football. We have the Jets traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots are 13.5-point favorites. I'm going to go first on this one. I think the magic that they had this previous week with the Jets was strictly because they were playing the Browns. I think 13.5 for a Thursday night, that's a little high, but it'll probably just be a 10-point game. I have the Patriots winning. Tato, what's your pick here?
Do we know if Gronk is playing?
No, 1-day contract. They tried to talk him into a 2-game, but no. Or 1 day.
I'm going to take the Patriots anyway, though I can see them scoring slightly less because of that.
All right, and Chris, what's your pick here?
I got to really think about Patriots.
All right, this was last year, different story. This year, not a different story. Next, we have Sunday night game or Sunday game, not a Sunday night, Sunday early morning. First time ever, NFL is heading to Spain. We have the Madrid game as the Commanders take on the Dolphins. Dolphins are a 2.5-point favorite. Tato, we start with you. Who is your pick here?
I'm going to take the Dolphins. I'm obviously a self-professed Mike McDaniel dick rider, so I hope he can kind of – I mean, they said they're keeping him through the season, so that we'll see how that happens. If what I read was true anyway. Fucking who knows. So hopefully that happens. And, yeah, Marcus Mariota is the quarterback.
All right. And Perkins, what's your pick here?
Oh, come on. Achane is killing it right now. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
All right. I'm going to go next. I am actually a little torn on this game because, well, yes, it's Mariota playing, and Terry McLaurin is still probably out. We've seen Mariota have a great game for this team. He was former Heisman winner, former number 2 overall pick. We've seen him have some great seasons. We've seen him play some great games. We've also seen him play some horrible games. And the Dolphins are in the exact same boat. I've seen him. I watched him last year destroy the Broncos like 77-3.
Yeah.
But I've also seen him get their socks beat off in just about every single game this year. And so I don't know which Dolphins team I'm getting. Part of me thinks there's no way they have 2 good games in a row, right? There's no way they have 2 good games in a row. But I'm still going with the Dolphins to get the win here. Next, we have coming back to the States for the 1 o'clock games. First one we have is the Bengals traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Chris, I'm going to have you go first.
Oh. I mean, the Steelers got to redeem themselves after that Sunday night game. That Cincinnati defense is terrible, so I'm going to go Steelers.
All right, I'm going to go next. Again, I'm torn on this one because the Steelers looked so bad Sunday night, and I've seen that too many times out of Pittsburgh this year. And then with the Bengals, I've seen that offense play great, but again, instead of trying to tackle Colston Loveland, they were just like, I'm gonna hit you with my shoulder. Oh, I missed, darn it. And I've seen that in almost every single game. But I will Bengals are coming off a bye, and something good has to happen off the bye, right? I'm giving just the slight edge to the Bengals here. Tato, what's your pick?
All right, hear me out here. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a vintage Aaron Rodgers game, and he's going to pull it out for the Steelers.
Okay. I'm about to say vintage Aaron Rodgers. That still could be a very similar game that we had last week. So next we have the Chargers traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Big news coming out of Jacksonville. Rookie sensation who's done absolutely nothing this year, Travis Hunter, did just have knee surgery. This is ending his season. He will be out for at least 6 months. So unfortunately, his rookie campaign is at an end. And no, we will not see an offensive and defensive rookie of the year from one player. It was a hopeful. It'll have to be offensive player of the year and defensive player of the year next year. Chargers just coming off that great win. I'm going to go first here. And I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I think they still have a lot to prove this year. I think they've been playing. They're better than how they've been playing. And LA has to travel. West Coast teams do not travel that well. Duval's a scary area. So I think the Jags pull it out, but it'll be close. Tato, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'll go with that, and it's mainly because I'm not getting wrecked by Harbaugh twice in a. I mean, I'll get wrecked by him twice, but not by doing the same thing. If I lose by fucking saying he's not gonna get there, cool, but I'm not doing that twice. So I'll take the Chargers.
All right, and Christopher.
I'm going to take Jacksonville on this one. They blew that game last week. Again, you got to redeem yourself. And Travis Hunter, okay, what did he really do this year before the injury? So, all right.
One touchdown. Well, speaking of redemption, I have two teams that need to redeem themselves. As the Buccaneers traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills are a 5.5-point favorite. Tato, I'm going to have you start this one off.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo.
All right, Chris.
I'll take Buffalo.
Just like every other game, I was really torn on this game because the Buccaneers have had a great offense and the Bills have had a horrible defense. But I think Josh Allen is able to have an electric game, and we're going to see 36-35 because Buffalo scores a last-second 2-point conversion to get the win. Buffalo pulls it out.
Actually have a good fantasy week this year. I mean, this week.
I only try to have a good fantasy week. I gotta get ahead of you. I gotta get into playoffs. Next, we have the Bears traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. Tato, this is your team. I'm gonna have you go first.
I'm gonna go with the Bears, man. This one's like I'm definitely feeling froggy on this one. I think they get it back from week one. Both teams are definitely different teams than in week one. We'll see how it shakes out. I don't want it. It's going to be another fucking heart attack either which way.
Yeah. All right, Chris, what's your pick here?
This is a hard one, but I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm a little torn here too. I did like what I saw out of Minnesota last week. Even though they lost, they still have played a lot better than what they have been. And even though JJ McCarthy hasn't been playing a lot, he's had a lot of bad football games. I mean, two good quarters, and he actually had a pretty decent game. Not a great game, but one thing that I'm really proud to see was Aaron Jones had a great game last week, finally coming back from that knee injury and coming back to form. So I do think the Vikings are going to do just enough to get the win here and get the win over the Bears. Next, we have
thought about JJ McCarthy. Throw it to Justin Jefferson. Just saying.
Or what really worked in college, hand the ball to your running back.
Name Aaron. Aaron.
All right. Next, we have the Texans traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Texans are 6.5-point favorites. CJ Stroud still in concussion protocol. Has not quite been cleared yet, but maybe we'll see. All signs point to him playing. Chris, I'm going to have you start this one out.
I'm going to take the Texans on this one.
All right. I'm going to go next. And I really liked the moxie out of Houston last week because even with Davis Mills playing, they shouldn't have won that game. And to come back in the fourth quarter, that has to build some momentum in this game. And the Titans, you can just ask Cam Ward how the Titans have been playing. Give me the Texans. Tato, what's your pick here?
Yeah, I don't care if it's Davis Mills or not. I'm taking the Texans.
All right. Next, we have the Panthers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Falcons are a 3.5-point favorite. I'm going to go first here. And this is definitely the tale of two teams, but it's two teams. So it's really the tale of four teams because I've seen really good football out of Carolina where they beat the Falcons 33-0. And I've seen some really bad football come out of Carolina when they played the Patriots and got beat like 44-13. I've seen some really good football out of the Falcons when they beat the Bills, whatever that score was. And then I've seen some really bad football when they played the Panthers and lost 33-0. I'm hoping they were able to pick something up while in Berlin because I really liked what they did in that game. And hopefully just the Falcons get something going. And I'm picking the Falcons. Tato, what's your pick here?
Yeah, I'll give it to the home team, Falcons. Yeah, I agree with your assessment for what it's worth.
All right. And Chris.
I'm going to have to go to the Falcons on this one. Get some Bijan in there because he's had 2 shit weeks.
Absolutely. Next, we have the Packers traveling to New Jersey to take on the Giants. Packers are 6.5-point favorites. Tato, I'm going to go to you first.
Do I actually get froggy on this one? The old interim coach magic. Packers are fucking flopping right now. They don't know what they're doing on offense. I'm going to take the Packers.
All right, and Chris.
Well, since Jameis is starting for the Giants, I'm going to take the Packers.
Isn't Jameis just second string, or is he actually starting?
No, Jameis is getting the start.
Starting.
Jameis is getting the start. That changes everything. Because I had Packers figuring it out and getting the win. Now I have Packers getting 3 interceptions and it's a blowout loss. But Jordan Love still plays awful. Also, hello, the coolest kid, and hello, Depth Line. Thank you for joining us here today. So all 3 going with the Packers again. Next, we move on to the mid-afternoon games.
One of them might be a real person.
Yes. 4:05, we have the Seahawks traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite. Chris, I'm going to you first.
That Seahawks defense is just killing it right now. And their offense. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
I'm going to say, you say their offense is killing it. Sam Darnold last week pulled what I called the J.J. McCarthy special. 2 pass attempts in the second half. Because that's all you need.
You're up 35-0. You really
exactly. I'm going to say the difference there is the Seahawks were up by 35 points, didn't need to throw it. It's crazy. If you're up by like 3 or 4 scores, run the ball, run the time. Yeah. It's how you win the game, guys. Come on. Dable, you'd probably still have your job if you did that. 3 chances too. But when J.J. McCarthy does it, it's because his coach doesn't trust him. So I really like what that defense has done, and I've been liking that offense too. JSN, we might have 2 records broken this year, one by him, one by Jonathan Taylor. That would just be like amazing. 2 records broken that haven't been broken, one in like 80 years, 30, 40. That's really and the other one, it's been a while. But yeah, I really like what both the offense and defense has been doing. And the Rams have had their moments where they've scared me. I'm going to give just a slight edge to Seattle. Tato, what about you?
So Jay and I were talking last night, and he asked me my honest opinion. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll give it to you. Fucking, this is what I would say if I were on the show tomorrow. I'm going to take the Rams basically on the home field. I think these are both very good football teams.
I'll give you that. Our next
let's not ignore that Stafford is also playing MVP football.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Starting quarterback in fantasy.
It's amazing. The only thing that team cannot do well is kick field goals.
Oh no, they suck.
Yes. Our next 405 game, we're going to stay in the division as the 49ers travel to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. 49ers are 2.5-point favorites. Obviously, no idea who their starting quarterback's going to be. If we stay with Mac Jones, if Brock Purdy finally gets healthy. But one thing I do know is Kyler Murray is not going to be the quarterback in Arizona. I'm going to go first here. And again, this is one that I am torn between because you have a team that I didn't believe in at the beginning of the year, the Cardinals, who've been playing a lot better than I have expected them to. And then you have the team in the 49ers who are sacrificing everything just to show up in the Super Bowl in 3 years and lose. But regardless of everyone on their team dying, basically, they're still able to win. And I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be relatively close. And I think the 49ers pull it out. Tato, what about you?
Yeah, I also have 49ers here.
All right. And Chris?
I also have the 49ers.
All right. Next, we have our 425 games. The Ravens traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Ravens are a 7.5-point favorite. Tato, I start off with you.
Yep, give me Baltimore.
And Chris.
Give me Baltimore.
It's funny, at the beginning of this year, at this game, I would have told you, Ravens easily. Week 3, week 4 would have been a little bit more of a question. But since the Ravens have had this amazing streak of this comeback to be in conversation to win the division, I have to go with the Ravens. And then our next 405 game, we have the Chiefs traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite. Chris, we go to you.
I'm going to take Denver on this one. Better defense. I'm not saying Kansas City has a shit defense, but Denver's got a little bit better.
Yeah. This is one of the games that I circled in Sharpie whenever I did my grid of at the beginning of the season, because I'm like, this game has division on the line, and I want to give it to Denver because they're playing at home. But there was one thing that was going up against them, and that was that Kansas City was coming off their bye, and Andy Reid has had one loss in his career coming off the bye, and that was his final game in Philadelphia, or final season in Philadelphia. The other thing too is, let's look at the past couple weeks. Kansas City just coming off a bye, but before that they've been unstoppable, except for one game against Buffalo, which was really, really close. And then the Broncos have been just that comeback team of, hey, it's looking bad, but now that we're not scared, we're just going to throw it and hope and pray something works out for them. And they've been playing really sloppy lately too. And so I just think this is stuff going against them. I have the Chiefs. Yeah, you have the Chiefs. All right, Tato, what about you?
Yep, Chiefs. I think this is kind of one of the ones where the Broncos eat it after facing some lesser teams.
Yep. All right, and next week.
Being fantasy again. J.K. Dobbins is out. R.J. Harvey.
All right, Sunday Night Football. We have the Lions traveling to Philadelphia to take on my team, the Eagles. Eagles are 2.5-point favorites. Big news coming out of Philadelphia. Jair Alexander, who we just picked up in a trade, stepping away from football temporarily to work on himself. Had knee surgery during the offseason. Get well soon, Jair. I hope I see you in Kelly Green, because the Kelly Green uniforms are amazing. Midnight Green ones are great too.
Greatest uniform ever. Just
yes. I'm going to go first. And I went back and forth on this one because I love both these defenses. I love both these offenses. And I really love both these special teams. But of all three phases of the game, there's one inconsistency. And that, unfortunately, is the Eagles' offense. And I can't trust that Jalen will score 33 points on all four of my fantasy teams that I have him on, because sometimes he's going to pull a 12-point game. And is this going to be one of them? I hope not. I don't know. It could happen. It'll probably happen because he struggles when he's going up against a good pass rush. We just saw that Monday night. And Aiden Hutchinson is one of the greatest pass rushers playing football right now. I think the Eagles lose. I have the Lions. Tato, give me your pick.
I will throw in an extra prediction that this will not be the last time we see these teams play this season. And I think on this occasion, the Eagles do get it done. Again, two fantastic football teams. And throw it to the home team on this one.
All right, let's go, Chris.
I say the Lions by 10.
And with that, Chris is never invited here again. Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
All right, now we have our Monday Night Football game. Why this is our Monday night game, absolutely no one knows. But we have the Cowboys traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Cowboys are a 3.5-point favorite because somebody has to be a favorite. Chris, I'm going to have you go first on this one.
Well, thank God YouTube TV still doesn't have ESPN because, oh, Jesus, that game's going to be terrible. But I'm going to go to the Cowboys.
Tato, I'm going to have you go next.
I will take Dallas on this one.
They are Dallas.
Yeah. All right, my turn. Last time I went with Dallas. They bit me in my Dallas as they lost to the Cardinals, and I kept telling myself, Jacob, don't go with the Cowboys. Like, why would you do that? And as I watched the Raiders miss 2 field goals that would have won them the game Thursday, as I watched them somehow keep it really close against Jacksonville because nobody can stop Brock Bowers when everybody knows the ball is going to Brock Bowers because he's the only wide receiver on the team, and he's not even a wide receiver. Dallas doesn't have a defense. Like, their secondary is trash. Their defensive line is trash. I say that. We don't know what Quinnen Williams is going to do for that team, but I know what he's not going to do. And that's stop Brock Bowers. Give me the Raiders pulling out the upset, getting the win at home. With that has been our weekly predictions of this upcoming week in the NFL season. Next week, we'll see. I'm going to start bringing in our celebrity guest pickers from before to hopefully get them to reclaim number one. Not really reclaim. Jay's had it since week 2. As being the first celebrity guest picker there. But giving you one more shot at beating Jay. So Chris, we'll definitely hope to have you back on the week 18 end of season special show because you'll be the winner, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, your survivor pick, who you think is definitely going to win this upcoming week. Make smart choices. Or don't. I really don't care. Not your dad. But I could be.
Thanksgiving, guys.
I could be your papa.
Ooh.